Everyone's always so focused on what the Dems are doing. The Dems are causing this crisis. The Dems are doing that. But we as Republicans need to start worrying about what the hell are the Republicans doing. Any Republican in any significant position of power, be it that they have a show with a few million viewers or they're a congressman, they can actually get things done legislatively, they seem to, for some reason, think that we are living in 1990. Oh, guys, for midterms, we need to get this amount of senators so that we can prevent the Dems from doing this. Guys, we need to start preparing for the 2024 presidential election. That one's going to be very important. It is not the 1990s any longer. The stakes of losing a presidency or losing the country to the control of the Democrats is not that our taxes will be raised, but it is the death, the utter death of America. We are no longer in the days of a good, clean election where both parties are going to go knock on as many doors as they can, and when November 4th comes around, whoever has the most votes wins. But hey, at least they're going to respect the ideals of the founders of this country. The US government is completely divorced from the average American. Those who represent us in Congress are not the most virtuous and honorable people from our own communities using their voice to speak ours in Congress. Perhaps they were in the past, but right now the people who represent us in Congress, they do not speak with our voice in their mouth, but they speak with the voice of the corporations and the billionaires who pay them to write laws on their behalf. They are rats whose only marketable skills are fellatio and skullduggery. And these people, these corporations, the swamp, the heart of the swamp, who are buying politicians and writing the bills for these politicians' puppets to pass in Congress, they have no interest in the continuation of this game of democracy where people's votes matter. They are turning America into a tyrannical corporate oligarchy. And oh, there goes Wurzelroot using the tyranny word again. Chicken Little's back at it again. Clearly he's being hyperbolic. These aren't actual tyranny. Well, think of the institutions of power, which have recently been seized by the left wing and are now essentially entirely dominated by them. The education system, K-12 public schooling, and even higher education colleges. Completely left-wing dominated. Healthcare in America is completely left-wing dominated. Ever since Fauci, Jesus, and COVID came around, anyone right-wing in the healthcare system is likely way, way deep in the closet. The military, something that we considered the epitome of conservatism and republicanism, is completely dominated at the highest level by the DNC and the swamp. The news media, journalism, which in its highest ideal of itself is the watchdog of the government, the last bastion against tyranny, the flame in the heart of people for truth. What is it now? It's corporate-owned, swamp-owned propaganda. In any institution that they do not yet have supreme control of, they are making moves to do so, such as packing the Supreme Court, or such as with this Facebook whistleblower stuff, where the government will now be able to mandate to any single person on the internet what they are and are not allowed to say. And systems which are supposed to be used as power limiters or tyranny limiters, such as states' rights, are being circumvented as the president is looking for ways to go around governors and state legislatures. When one party, when one group of people controls every institution of power, from how people are educated when they are a child, to the information that they receive as an adult, to the literal military, it doesn't matter which way you vote. They control the country. They can determine what is real and what isn't. They can teach you at a young age to believe whatever they need you to believe, all under the guise of free choice and democracy. Oh, you'll just vote your way out of it. Well, too bad for you. The DNC has figured out that it's much easier to import voters rather than try to win over a native population. Just get millions of people every single year into a country, make them citizens, and then cater towards an immigrant population. And if you want to make it even better, call the native population racist Nazis and say that you're the only bastion of hope for these poor refugees. Oh man, it really looks like the system's rigged against you. It looks like you're in tyranny. Oh well, what are the downsides? I guess we'll probably have more taxes if the Democrats just win forever, right? No, the downsides are that they are completely against every single one of your traditions and everything that your religion believes in. The downsides is that they don't actually believe in free speech for people who disagree with them. The downside is if a guidance counselor at your kid's public school ever thinks you're son is actually a daughter, the government is going to cut his genitals off, and if you try to stop them, they're going to throw your ass in jail. This is no American golden age spirit of democracy anymore, guys. It's not 1990 anymore, alright? If you are their political enemy, they want you dead, they want you in jail, they want your family bankrupt and on the street with their mouths stapled shut so they can never say anything about it, and they think it's funny. And if the domestic situation isn't bad enough, don't forget this is the Chinese century. Economy booming, diplomacy and alliance making all across the world, treaty making. They own the mineral rights of pretty much all of Africa, Southeast Asia, and Central Asia. They are going to surpass America in the next 10 years, dominate the world for the next 100 years maybe. And China right now is one of the most cruel and insanely tyrannical places the world has ever seen. Guys, we have like 1 in 1,000 odds of getting a good end out of the next 50 years. And a huge reason that these odds are so bad is because most people don't even know that this is a problem. Or if they do know about these things, they do not want to give them the severity that they deserve. America, as a nation, as a people, are backed up against a wall surrounded by hungry wolves. And mainstream Republicans, our Republican senators, they would have us believe that they are the spear in America's hand to defend ourselves against these wolves. But in reality, when the chips are on the table, half of the Republicans are next to us standing there telling us that these wolves are actually just puppies and we shouldn't worry about them, and the other half are fucking wolves. This is not business as usual politics, guys. This is make or break. There are only two options, two outcomes for America in the next 50 years. Either these rat-faced slimeball swamp creatures are going to destroy your nation, your family, your people, your religion, and they are going to dance on the ashes of your desecrated life. Or we are going to be victorious. Wake up. Make yourself stronger, make your family stronger, make your community stronger. Get into local government and start to tell the federal government that tyranny is not welcome. Because if the good, virtuous, salt of the earth, silent majority, American conservatives continue to have their heads buried in the sand by these liars and traitors, the mainstream Republican who are either too stupid or malicious to hold positions of such extreme importance as they hold currently, we are going to be destroyed.